Hello all YouTubers, I'm the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back into this weather presentation for June 28th, 2020. Before I get on with today's video, however, I would ask that you please do subscribe because sadly, tons of my watch time has been coming from unsubscribed viewers. We are on our way to our next goal of 600 subscribers, and thank you guys so much, by the way, for 500 subscribers. Let's get to our next goal of 600 subscribers, alright? So please do subscribe, and also, as applies to every single one of you, please watch the whole video as well as liking and sharing the video. Thank you. Now let's get on with today's video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the wildfires that are burning across the western United States. Now for today, thankfully the fire weather outlook according to the Storm Prediction Center is a little bit lower, but this is just talking about the development of future fires. That doesn't mean that fires are not already burning. I just want to put that out there real quick. Alright, so southeastern Arizona, southwestern Mexico, we do have an elevated risk of some more wildfires sparking, and trust me, there's already some bad wildfires out there that burn hundreds, if not thousands of acres, burning across the western, particularly the southwestern United States. And you might be thinking, well, what's all that black stuff on the map? Well, the more black there is, obviously some of you may be able to tell, but the more black there is, the more populated the region is. So obviously it's the I-95 region, there's Chicago right there. So the deeper concentration of black that we have, the more populated region is. And I believe that might be Tucson down there. That's a little populated region inside our elevated risk today. Obviously, there's Phoenix, you got Los Angeles, you got San Francisco. All right, so but across Southwest, fires have been burning. We're going to be talking about that today, and what the future could hold for us, and that we do have an elevated risk of some more wildfire spreading. In terms of climatology, where do wildfires usually occur? For the West, I mean, it's not too uncommon actually, especially for the Arizona, New Mexico border, for the Nevada and Utah and Arizona border, kind of like the tri-state region right there. Some darker shades of orange, meaning a 3 to 5% probability over climatology. And I know it doesn't sound like much, but it is high on the climatology scale, and that's the probability of a wildfire. And keep in mind, this is probability of a wildfire that is greater than 5,000 acres, which 5,000 acres is a pretty big wildfire. I just want to put that out there. All right, so from New Mexico, I mean, all the way back to Washington and California, down to Arizona. I mean, this is climatology. This isn't a forecast. I just want to say that too, in case you guys didn't know. This is more of a forecast, or sorry, this is climatology. So where can fires, usually develop at this time of year? All right, I only set this up a few minutes ago. The Weather Channel map has a tendency to want to refresh itself, so let's just let this refresh real quick, and here we go. All right, so I just want to point out where some of the wildfires have been. All right, and there's Fresno on the map here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We've had some fires near Sierra Nevada, even down to the coastline. We've had a couple wildfires just north of Sacramento. We've had a wildfire. Thankfully, it's been east of San Francisco, although down in the southern range there, just east of Los Angeles, we did have a wildfire that's burning now too. We do have a wildfire currently burning. There are also a few fires. These are either man-made or just wildfires from eastern Arizona, western Mexico, even northern Arizona there. We even have one in southwestern Colorado. Most of the fires that you see, because I know there's a lot of fires in Pennsylvania. Those may not be wildfires; those could be man-made fires. All right, but across Southwest, that's the area we're really watching. And then the Mexican coastline has a lot of fires on the western Mexican coastline. But yes, we do have a decent amount of fires here, and I want to focus particularly on this one for right now. All right, I'll come back to the other ones. But this fire right here, it's basically sitting right on northern Mexico. Possibly it could even be southern California, but yeah, that's sitting right on the Mexico, Arizona, and California border. Just keep that in mind when we look at the models in a bit. I want to show you the satellite and the visible satellite because you can just see the haze and the smoke that we have. It's just sitting there at the surface. Obviously, here's your clouds over here to the east, but you can really see how the smoke is just building up at the surface. It kind of gets brighter. It doesn't really, obviously, it just pretty much sits around. These wildfires, the smoke isn't spreading too much, but we do have some smoke sitting right here. You can really see the smoke off the coastline there of California. Some of it's starting to make its way over to Los Angeles, and if that sticks around for nighttime, there could be some pretty cool sunsets. I mean, I mean, some of you may not know this, but I mean, when you have a lot of dust in the atmosphere, it really actually helps for a great sunset. All right, so here's the Weather Channel, and kind of like here's like the California wildfires, and just an example here. We've had wildfires in California and Arizona. You can just see a picture right there. It's been hot. It has been dry. All right, I mean, it is not good out there, and the smoke is just continuing to spread. And this has been going on for quite some time now, for possibly even a week or two. But this was actually footage from June 15th. If you want to look at, here's another picture from a similar time period, a similar place too, and you can see how the wildfires and the wind, the Santa Ana winds that come from the northeast direction, can really help to spread these. And you can see the smoke is extending way up into the atmosphere here. So it's like the fires, the volcano, and the smoke is like the lava that comes out of it. All right, but obviously this isn't a volcano, but you can see how the smoke just rapidly spreads, and there's all the crews working to get the fire out. If you look at the NAM model, at least through the next 84 hours, sadly, there's not going to be any precipitation. The only precipitation that we'll see will be in a little batch there in Colorado near Denver, according to the NAM model. But in terms of western Mexico, points westward through southern Utah, Arizona, Nevada, California, I don't see any precipitation really coming within the next 84 hours anyway. And if you look at the total precip, you can kind of see maybe the immediate coastline always has a chance of seeing an occasional shower, but I'm talking about like that's literally like right on the beach, not 5 miles inland. I'm talking about right on the coastline, and even maybe Alcatraz over in the islands over there in Southern California as well. Possibly could see a little bit of rainfall. We're talking about like less than a tenth of an inch here, but other than that, all the rain will be confined to central and eastern Colorado as well as extreme northeastern Mexico, and even northeastern Mexico is only going to get 0.05 of an inch possibly. So at least during the next 84 hours, sadly, there's not going to be much relief. All right, and obviously we know that rain is the number one thing that helps put out wildfires. But if we can't have rain, the least we could ask for is some moisture in the atmosphere, right? And that's what we're going to be looking at next here. First, we're going to look at our dew point. And I told you, if you remember when I told you earlier in the video, I told you to focus in on this fire that's sitting right on the border of California, Arizona, and Mexico. That southern fire right there. Hopefully you remembered. And if we look in the future, and why I told you to watch out for that, because the fire is located pretty much right about here. Look at the dew points, how much you're going to go up here. Because we have the Baja California right here. All right, so again, I'll pinpoint where the fire is for you guys. It's sitting right about here. All right, and take a look. Look how the dew points go up. We go into the 50s. Even the dew points may even get above 60. All right, even well inland, dew points will get to 55 to 60 degrees. And once you get towards 60, that's where the humid conditions start coming in. So, and even beyond that, all right, even a little surge of moisture comes in right from the Baja, and it starts to spill in where we start to see some 50s coming in, a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere. All right, so that's why I wanted to show you that. But you look at the Sierra Nevada, you look at Tucson, you look at Phoenix, you look at western New Mexico. It's just bone dry. And that blue, it means bone dry. Even if the dew point is less than 50, that's pretty much dry. 50 to 60, 50 to 59 is like comfortable, and that's 60 and greater. It's kind of where we start to feel a little humid. A little bit of good news is that the precipitable water values are also running a little bit above average. We just got to get those clouds to rain out here. But sadly, what happens is when it does rain, there's always got to be thunder and lightning with it. All right, I think Southern California, right by Los Angeles, I think their precipitable water values could be a little bit higher. But obviously, that's not really where the major fires are. Obviously, where we had that, where the forest area is and where those wildfires really are, the Sierra Nevada. We're talking about Arizona, New Mexico. Even western Arizona does have some fires too, but the areas that really do need it aren't really getting much in terms of precipitable water. But we do have some. I just want to point that out. We do have a little bit of green on the map, so we do have our precipitable waters a little bit above average. So that obviously, if I was living out there, I'd say we could take any kind of help we can get, and that is definitely some help. We can certainly use it too. Real quick, I'm gonna go back to the dew points and take a look at the GFS model. All right, so let's take a look at the GFS model here and see if they really tell us the same thing. So again, here's a little moisture coming from the Baja, and that does provide some relief. I mean, 52. It's not completely moist, but it's better than having dew points that are 20 degrees. But sadly, with the moisture, we're gonna have a hard time getting the moisture coming in. That blue is gonna sit over the same region for the next 5 days at least, even through the next week, even beyond that. All right, what we're gonna have to wait for, and I think our hope here is hopefully I'll be talking about that in in my future videos, there is a little tropical disturbance down there in the eastern Pacific, and hopefully I can throw some moisture up the Baja, all right, and into the areas that really do need it. But sadly, the dew points aren't just really, they're not really up there right now. What is up there though is the temperatures, and I really do mean that too. All right, right where that wildfire was sitting, the one that I told you about, right on the border of California, Arizona, and Mexico, the temperature in that region is 101 degrees, at least according to the NAM model at 7 o'clock this afternoon. All right, so that's our high temperature for today. It is going to be just completely just hot. It's going to be dry. That's exactly what you don't want in terms of fires. Tomorrow, the western Mexican coastline by the Baja could get to 107 according to the NAM model. But it looks like Southern California and western Arizona could get to near 100 degrees yet again. All right, so that's another that's going to be another downside to this here, is that it's just going to be hot, and even though the humidity would help, obviously the hot temperatures do not help either. All right, and the next thing we're going to be looking at is wind, so I didn't forget that. Next thing we'll be looking at is wind, and take a look at this. Take a look at the high on Sunday here. We could be getting to 102, 103 degrees, and keep in mind, I'm pretty sure this is in the shade too, so if you go out in the dead sun heat there, and when you factor in the way the wind blows and well, actually we don't have humidity, but still heat index guys could be well over 105 degrees when you go under the sun there. If we take a look at windy.com, obviously it's going to be taking a look at the wind speeds, and kind of like, because we know the higher the winds, the more those fires can really blow around. Keep in mind, this is sustained winds, and we'll take a look at wind gusts real quick. We can as well. Obviously this is the NAM model, so the wind goes out to Saturday, but we will have some stronger patches of wind that could exceed 20, 25 miles per hour plus, and these are wind gusts, by the way, so even wind gusts could even be 38 miles an hour plus. Obviously, could we have a little low pressure system coming in that would be bad to provide us even more wind, but it would be good if that low pressure, if it is a low pressure, could really, help to bring us some precipitation, because we really do need that. But anywhere in the front range of the the Sierra Nevada here, northern range down to the southern range, the winds will be 20 to 25 miles an hour, gusts possibly past 30. So it's going to be some strong winds, and I just wanted to do a video on this today because the wildfires are very dangerous, and the firefighters do work very hard every day to put them out. So hopefully we can get some moisture in here. Eventually, once we head towards monsoon season, this is all going to change. Obviously, late summer, into the fall, this is all going to happen all over again. So we're going to be watching these fires lasting a little longer than normal, but hopefully the moisture will be increasing as I showed you there. A little source of hope, but we're going to have to see. So thank you for watching today's video. I'm the Weather Dude, signing off. Until next time, catch you guys next video.